tickled to death today on Harris Live to have with us a legend. She is one who is cited as having been the inspiration for so many singers in their careers. She is performing on Sunday night at Van Wezel, but first of all, she is with us here today on Harris Live, the one and only Odetta. It is great to have you here with us on Harris Live today. I was reading in the paper this morning about a little surprise that they pulled on you last night as some folks gathered to honor you right here in Gulfport.
The 50th year in performing, singing.
50 years, yeah. Wow.
Yeah. I'm so pleased you have us here today.
Oh, well, the pleasure is all ours, believe me. Yeah, you had Janice Ian there last night, and Marty Ballin, and John McEwen from the old Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, and a bunch of other folks gathered and caught you off guard by surprise. Huh?
Oh, they stunned me. I was stunned, and it couldn't all get in. You know, you've been in a situation where it didn't all compute.
Yeah.
And at the end, I finally just broke down and cried.
Oh, that's
what else can you do?
Well, it was quite a night.
And they had earrings made up. I have a little pendant that I wear coming out of teaching, and it says "I am," and they had little earrings made up. It says "I am" and "We are."
Let's see if we, yeah, you got a good
Can
shot
you
of them
see?
right here.
Can you see?
Yeah, here we go, right there.
Yeah.
Those are pretty.
And we were in Gulfport. There's some very friendly people in Gulfport, yes?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Just
that's,
loving
for those
and
who aren't aware, that's right
welcoming and
smack dab
warm.
in St. Petersburg, yeah. You have, in a 50-year career, there are so many people who say, you know, Odetta was an important influence on my music. I mean, even Bob Dylan and Peter, Paul, and Mary, and so many other people who I think sent congratulatory messages to you last night.
Yes.
When you look back at all the things you've done in 50 years, what stands out the most? What is the high point? If you had to pick one particular event or one get-together, one session, what would it be?
I think when I first started singing folk songs, and in New York City, I was at the Blue Angel, and the owner of Blue Angel brought Harry Belafonte by to hear me, and the owner had brought me from San Francisco to sing. And about 10 years later, Harry Belafonte had his first television special, and invited me in on that special, and then we did a benefit at Carnegie Hall for Welterwit School for Boys, where we repeated the television show. And that was the show where we did There's a Hole in the Bucket. Maybe some people remember that one. And that was the area, the vehicle that opened up the world to me. And I shall always be grateful to Mr. Belafonte.
And you got to know a lot of people after that, yeah. Very Belafonte. Well, there was a gentleman back here who was saying he wanted to know if you were going to do something. What was that again? The Click Click song. The Click Click song?
Ah, well, thank you very much. That is Miriam Makeba. Yeah.
She's got two names.
She's a love, you know.
Big, the Click Click song.
Oh, was this Madonna and Odetta? That was quite a stretch.
Yeah,
but I didn't mind.
We got quite a nincompoop over here who came up with that, you know. So yeah, she was a Madonna.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, he can't remember two names. That's why he really likes your music. You know, he doesn't have to really stretch his imagination or anything like that. I was reading something by one of the critics or something talking about the song, which, heavens, I remember from when I was just a kid, it was on the hit parade for 10,000 weeks. It was Good Night, Irene, which is one, I mean, people out here remember that was a big hit by I think the Weavers.
By the Weavers, yes.
But did that start out, I mean, was that really a folk tune? I know the Weavers are into folk music.
It was written by Leadbelly.
By Leadbelly?
Hughie Ledbetter was his name. They called him Leadbelly.
Yeah.
He played 12-string guitar.
There was recently a movie about him.
And not only was it popular on the radios, but kids who went off to camp, that was one of the songs that was sung around the campfire.
Do you remember it? I mean, can you do a little bit of it for us?
Sure.
Well, grab a mic and give us
a
touch of it here. I want to hear some. I remember, I know the words to that song. I don't know many.
Baby, you'll sing it with me.
All right.
Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams.
Stop rambling, stop your gambling, stop staying out late at night. Come home to your wife and your children and sit by the fireside bright. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dream. We have another time? Some more?
Yeah, do one more verse.
Sometimes I live in the country. Sometimes I live in town. Sometimes I get a great notion to jump in the river and drown. Just before I do, Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in. I'm gonna get you in my dreams.
All right.
Very good.
Hey, that's the first. We've never had people sing along in the audience.